Hello and welcome. It is 6:22 p.m. It's a Saturday, day named after Saturn, and it is April. That's the 4th month. 20th of April 2024. Let's breathe. There's a huge indigo colored healing circle right at the start. I would like to honor the constellation of Pegasus, which is part of Andromeda. And then there is Equus, and there's Monoceros, the unicorn. But it's really drawing me to Pegasus, and the reason being that a BluHorse in the picture, the copy of the picture, received its spark in the eye today, which with this very small painting took this long for me to dare do it with a 000 brush, and this one worked. So thanking BluHorse and thanking our star nations. As I was able to connect with this gray sky of yesterday, and I did ask for a sign, and for about 3 seconds, the to become full moon appeared and then disappeared. So I would like to honor the Jupiter-Uranus conjunction, which is very significant for me personally, and I'm very grateful we had some sun and I was able to prepare the soil, and that is a symbol. We're preparing the soil for seeding new earth, and in this case it's the first time here on the land I am, and it's my 3rd spring, and I am endeavoring to put some herbs in and so on. Let's breathe. So very much in line with Taurus, even though the symbol I'm getting is more the white hart. So the white deer, which has to do for me with the green man, Pan. Really, it's to do with Tara, the green Tara, and with this Demeter. That is one of the goddesses, but really it has to do with the fertile earth, and for me it's the Father, Mother Earth. Yes, we need to honor the mother giving birth to the child. Well, it would not be possible without the father. And so I would wish that we all have equal yet unique archetypes that complement each other. And I'm very grateful for the sun, the solar logos, which represents our heart and many sensitive beings have physical body symptoms, and so I wish to dedicate this healing circle for all those human and animal beings, as well as some trees, other plants, soil to come back into balance. I suppose the solar plexus is associated with growth, but so is the center below that, and it relates to the lumbar spine, which is very significant in grounding, earthing, and I would like to invite the land. I'm on the land you're on, into this indigo healing circle. Obviously, it is very close to the star nations as it looks of that color, and it's sparkly as well. So the BluHorse has some clear quartz, but it might as well be the white diamonds as well, because that's the kind of energy. It's to do with purity, clarity, and it is to do with the energetic third eye referred to in the unicorn, which has to do with far sight and mediumship, psychic abilities, and horses are that. They are very, all animals are, but I suppose horses are amongst some of the larger animals we we are able to have direct contact with in our modern world. And I would like to dedicate this to my pony. She has been finding it hard to breathe, and I've been supporting her with some homeopathy, Mercurius solubis. So mercury, which has also the properties of silver in a way, and in this way so really supporting the lungs, but at the same time I'm getting the kidneys, and I suppose the lumbar areas of the spine are that too, and then the kidneys link to the chi in a lot of the, okay, we use it as TCM, traditional Chinese medicine, but really it is to do with all forms of meridians or energetic lines or ancestral lines. And so I'm being told that Libra relates to that kidney area, and that is to do with Venus, the heart. And I'm just being guided to share that if you do have spine issues, maybe you can find somebody who does just a roll thing. I don't even know if just somebody near me here, but I will have a look too. Anyhow, so honoring that mid-region, really, in a way that is the horizon. It's the balance between the lower and the upper body, and it is where Earth meets sky, or where the horizon is. This is how it presents itself. And in a way, working on the soil is very much doing that, even though we touch the ground with our feet. The way it represents right now is that our limbs are like the roots of the trees underground, and our upper body is the tree above ground. That's what we see. This is just how it shows itself here. And obviously, if you are lucky enough to be in a part of the world where you can bathe or you can walk next to a lake or an ocean, um, but maybe also going to a seawater spa or mm, yeah, any kind of spa that has a natural spring attached to it. Thermal waters would be great. and I drew a card from the Holistic Oracle, the Galactic Oracle deck, and it was cherish, meaning cherish our selves, our body, and in this case it related itself to the inner child. I call it the inner being because at any stage of life we have situations of vulnerability, and doesn't matter if you're 3, 13, 30 or 63 or 103. Life is really quite short to understand the many cycles, and many of us are self-taught unless you were lucky to be in a family that was open for alternative schooling, and or where the grandmother or parents were very in touch with a holistic lifestyle. So I am wrapping my loved ones into this loving, protective, indigo colored stars or sparkles, healing circle to support their self-healing. Maybe you feel to do the same and put your loved ones into, yeah, it's very much a fluid, warm plasma type of energy, maybe a little bit like velvet. And I'm placing it around my pony and my cat and all loved ones. I would like to place it all around this globe because I would like to honor all the female bodies that have what is called the lunar cycle, but really all beings come from the sun, and however, it must be a very difficult time for those that are sensitive and are having a body that is having the female cycle and feeling extra sensitive in these days prior to the full moon, but also with these strong astrological movements, and there may be a lot of cramps, really. So keeping things warm. Yeah, Frauenmantel Artemisia is coming to. There are books on these, but it's just about anything, any herbal tea, anything that comforts you, and if there are any male humans listening, maybe they could be extra compassionate. At the same time, and maybe just as many males feeling it in their spinal regions. Related to their kidneys and related to their private organs, and it seems there is a lot of heartache in the collective. However, it is being healed, so let's just place all those isms, so all those things that separate us into the healing circle, and just remember that we are all beings, being on this Earth ship or on planet Earth at the same time, and going through this, all of us, even though it may be in different awarenesses. Nevertheless, it's not a particularly easy time for sensitives, so we'd like to honor this. Please, just putting all of Earth around into this healing circle. Excuse me. Breathe. There are old energies being shattered, and so this feels a little bit like having crystallized memories that are anchored in the kidney regions. And it is also a reason why many have, well, what is called love handles, really, in the area around your mid-waist. And it may be that a lot of people experience something like what you would refer to in a baby as belly colics. Okay, so what I'm getting is that humanity is letting go of its suffering. And with this, I mean the long ingrained, never ending old fashioned fight for survival in many senses. And basically, the paradigm I'm getting is that of unfairness, that there have always been these kind of human beings that for some reason had a better standing than others. And instead of sharing resources and being supportive, they used their might, their better situation, their more money, their more education, whatever way you look upon it, to make the struggle harder for those that had less. So instead of being compassionate, kind, and shared resources as much as was possible, they used their position to make those that worked for them to, feel inferior, even though, so this is what is referred to as power over. And so it seems this is the suffering, the power over energetics that are leaving. And very much in the memory of the kidney areas, back, the past. But it may, because of the full moon, because of the female cycle, many may have the Buddha belly, and this may apply to males too. It is just that the area we are working on often gets filled with extra fluid because of the transformative power of water, when so many energies are coming in. At this moment in time, it seems to be one stream of energies coming in. It's not this explosive, it's not this peaks, it is really a constant stream of white, diamond colored, sparkly. Yeah, it is as if it's lines very close to each other and very strong, but very direct. And it almost feels like they're heading right for this kidney area. So it may be for some of us very, very, very extremely painful, and it may draw into the legs because of the way the nerve system is going there. And also it seems that the nervus vagus, which is the one that runs all the way through us, that seems to take on a bigger role. It supposedly belongs to the so-called parasympathetic nervous system, so the unconscious one, but actually it seems to be that we're getting more of a conscious connection. So in moving your legs, in doing some stretching, yoga, whatever that is helpful to shift the energy. Sometimes just to hug your knees is one way of counterbalancing if you have been standing a lot, or if the physical form feels tired, because we are living on 2 feet and not on 4. So, the whole hip area may take a lot. To just sit or stand or even lying down. So we're just going to breathe into the kidney area. And we please ask for the influx of light of healing. And there's some golden light coming in to direct that and flush anything that needs to leave out. You could think it's almost like having kidney stones, but it's not kidney stones. It is crystallized memories and crystallized DNA. It's those things that your parents and your grandparents and those before worried about. Nothing to do with being scared. That is a secondary emotion. Worrying as such is not always a bad thing. It depends what kind of preoccupation it is. Sometimes this can lead to making plans, taking action and remedy that. But because they had family and there was always a challenging political system and yeah, many coming out of experiences of scarcity and compensating that, really, yes, okay, on the whole, it's a lack of love, a lack of connection to the emotions because our ancestors went through such traumatic experiences. They had to cope, and many people coped with keeping their emotions to themselves and being positive, but not really sharing how they truly felt with their loved ones. And maybe it is because they could not. Yeah, maybe because it was too much to even talk about it. So there's a huge compensation that happened, and this is one of the reasons why food and drink served as a buffer, and not necessarily to an absolute excess. No, just this, the the primordial instinct of a mammal is obviously to be fed via the mammary gland, and so the heartbeat and the love comes together with the food from mother. So at least the very early ages, the early days, the early weeks, the early months, if you're lucky, a whole year. And then obviously children need to eat a lot to grow, so food or making of food is an important part of life because, yeah, you need the sustenance to fuel the growing. So really, I suppose it's 2 decades, yeah, to until a human being is grown, and some things in the body are not actually finished until 25. So really, and there are other things that anyway. So it is, let's say, a quarter or a third of life where for the human being this nurturing is needed to mature. Let's breathe. Yeah, and obviously it's one of those things that is being used in modern media a lot for, yeah, the lack of food. Because when you're an adult, you can live on very little. If you're doing physical work, though, and you're using your own body again, then for if you're a farmer and you're farming by hand, whatever, then if you're a handyman and you're doing things with your own hands, then you can see that for many generations there was a lot of physical work involved, and nowadays there is a lot more rely reliance on the mental. That does not mean that previous generations weren't intelligent. It's just they yeah, you actually had to write the letter, or okay, so food had a different importance than today, as there seems a lot more emotional attachment. Um, it's not quite correct. What I'm trying to say is that the attachment before had to do with nurturing your physicalness so you could function physically. So it was really attached to being fit and surviving. And nowadays it has to do more with so the emotionality before was connected to the survival instinct, where nowadays it has to do with an emotional state of being, i.e., feeling alone, feeling not heard, feeling not satisfied in a job. So there is supposedly abundance of food for physical survival, but emotionally, we only just have started to unravel the to name the things that our ancestors went through and how it was passed on, at least in this time count. It is totally clear that thousand years ago, the culture was much more advanced. So we're talking recent history here. At least this is what is coming up from being released. So okay, we are entering into a peaceful stage right now. There seems to be a lot of energy coming in from the back of the head and the shoulder regions, yeah, into the entire back regions. Yeah, the symbol I'm getting is like standing under a waterfall. Lots of white and blue, and the quality, the quality of air, water, and okay, let's once more focus on that healing circle, the indigo blue, and place it around ourselves. You who's here, I am who's here. We now have to, just at this moment in time, nurture ourselves and place us in this cocoon of a healing circle, which very much reminds me of other times when there was something such as a temple sleep, and we used to be able to go to certain caves or temples, and there were dim lighting and lots of crystals and some kind of sound bathing chimes or gong or kind of bell-like sounds and aromatherapy type, yeah, herbal infusions, and you could really go and rest and sleep, and it was like a healing chamber because it had this high vibrations, because those that looked after it, there was so much earth energy and so much positive energy being channeled and generated. So this healing circle is very much feels like that. Or what it also comes is that there were bathing ponds under the night sky. So you could float and relax and connect with the star beings, and it was an absolute normal thing to do. So this healing circle is merging into this kind of spa under the stars and taking all loved ones with us. So only the heads are above the water, everything is below. It's not deep, it's so that you can feel floating free, and yet if you need to touch the ground, there is ground. So, but it's this very, very blue and violet ray, deep healing energy, like being in a warm water plasma spa pond. That is a natural occurrence somewhere on a hill or even on a mountain, and it is under a beautiful starry sky and still. And because it is something that belongs to the culture, it is absolutely a place where everyone is aware of the magic, but it is so natural. There are no disturbances. And this water, because it is where it is and the stars are there, and because of its the way it is cherished, you can let go now of anything that isn't yours, anything that may be an old memory, anything that is inorganic or stuck or inherited or basically attached to Earth history, human history, which has a lot of unclear, untrue things. And so really we're letting go of the whatever was holding us back, whatever we were conditioned or we had to cope with, whatever harm, and many times we tried to make our dreams, our visions, our inspiration come true, and it didn't work out. This energy that worked against it, that is going. So we're breathing out and letting go and surrendering to anything that has a memory, a remembrance in our entire being, but particularly in our physical body, and letting it go, letting the drudge go, letting the heaviness go, letting these threats go, the loneliness go, the disappointments, the frustrations, the anger, even the ridicule from others, the pointing fingers, the laughter that is negative laughter, right? So anything that made us feel smaller than we are, anything that made us feel insignificant, any time we were misunderstood, anytime we could not say what we wanted to say or do what we wanted to do, anytime we had to fit in for whatever reason, we're just letting all of this go. All of this limitation, it feels tight, it feels we were squeezed into too small boot, and really we wanted to step out bare feet and grow our connection to the earth and stand within ourselves. This grandiose person, not because there was any, no, just to be natural, just to be us, so without all these judgments and putting in drawers and categorizing and everything that limited us. Okay, let's breathe all of that. And now I am asked to please ask all of us to connect with the absolute unconditional self-love, the love of self, of every single cell, of every part of our body, of particularly our mirror image, particularly our outside, just accepting the beauty of that, what we are, and the healthy functioning of all body parts and body organs, and celebrating the fact that we have hands and feet and legs and arms and torso and the head and hair and or no hair, but basically cherishing our senses, cherishing how well the body functions as a self-healing organism, cherishing the fact that we can lie, we can sit, we can stand, we can walk, we can see things, we can hear things, we can taste things. And if there's any sense in you that may not work anymore so good, then you have another one that is working even better. So this joy is coming up now, and we're absolutely loving ourselves purely for being us, being here, being seen by spirit, by the universe always, maybe not having been seen by fellow humans, but we are being seen, we are being felt. Our good intentions do make a difference. And this is where the joy starts. This is when the joy comes in. So we're letting go all the old squeeze, and there we are rebirthed, really. Absolute joyful. So it becomes a lavender color. So we wrap ourselves in this loving energy. You are loved. I am loved. We are loved. Okay, all this is floating and I'm just going to be quiet. So let's just breathe in our own rhythm, allowing this energy to pour in, golden lavender kind of. Abundance, joy, fun, feeling good, being ourselves. Spreading this towards our loved ones. Thank you. Okay, that was quite a lot of energy that we used for that. Is there anything right now that you would love to do? Or anything that really needs a practical, concrete solution right now? Let's put it into that healing circle. Maybe more than one. Thank you. I could go on for another 5 hours or so, but I think it's quite a lot. Changes happening, and let's slowly come to a close. There's a huge, wide, sparkly healing circle around all of this now. And so this feels like new earth. It's like the surf. So one thing to share with you is if you would like to contribute to new earth in a very symbolic and practical way, please find a cause to support. If you know of somebody who needs something or is missing something or something could make a huge difference to them, and maybe you know the solution to it, maybe you know where to get it, maybe you have a spare one, maybe you don't know what they need, and ask them and make it possible for them. It doesn't always have to be a monetary thing or a physical thing. Just being there, spending time, holding a hand, looking into the eyes, sitting there. But it could be something where you feel to honor the work of a group, and you may not be in the vicinity, or you may not have the time or but you would like to um, contribute. So either offer your talents, skills, support them in, I don't know, writing a business plan, whatever they need, finding a place where they can be and meet up. Or you really just make a very simple financial contribution, because energy is energy, and given in love, it contributes that. Really, community is more about having choices and having the wisdom and resources. And it could also just be getting some wildflower seeds and planting them beside the road. Anything that symbolizes and anything that can express what this new earth feels like for you. Okay. With this, I'm thanking you for sharing. It was quite an epic journey today. I did not see this coming. I am sending lots of love to all your loved ones, all your projects, to you. Sending lots of love to my loved ones, and sending lots of love to anyone, any being on Earth and multiverse that needs some loving kindness. And making a request for peace. Now, here, everywhere. And closing this circle now. Let's breathe and anchor yourself and come back into yourself. Maybe take a sip of water and be kind and compassionate for yourself. And we all are going to feel better. We are already feeling better. And so our loved ones. New Earth now, here, everywhere. Peace within, peace now, here, everywhere. Thank you, and so it is. And this is Blue for blueroom.org. Thank you.